Ever lay there in bed, right before you drift off and think, I wonder if sleeping next to someone actually, changes your sleep. I mean, most of us do spend a big chunk of our lives sharing a bed with someone.
Yeah, definitely.
So it makes you wonder, do those nightly cuddles actually have any impact on our sleep cycles?
It's a question that has intrigued sleep researchers for a good while now, and we've actually got a fascinating research article here from Frontiers in Psychiatry
Oh, cool.
that dives right into that very topic.
Awesome. Okay, so break it down for us. What kind of research are we talking about here?
So this study uses a pretty cool method called polysomnography.
Polysome. Oh,
It involves hooking people up to all sorts of sensors while they sleep
oh
that
right.
track brain waves and muscle activity, and a bunch of other physiological signals that give us this really detailed picture of their sleep stages.
So basically, they're spying on people's sleep, but all in the name of science, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm in. What did they find?
Yeah. Well, they focused on young, healthy, heterosexual couples
Okay.
who were already used to sharing a bed,
Gotcha.
and they basically wanted to see if there were any differences in their sleep when they slept together versus when they slept alone.
Okay, that makes sense. So like a control for the experiment, right?
Exactly.
Two scenarios.
Um,
Solo sleep versus couples slumber party.
mhm.
What happened?
All right, so here's where it gets really interesting. The researchers found that when couples slept together, they experienced a significant boost in REM sleep,
Interesting.
around 10% more than when they slept solo.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the quantity of REM sleep that changed.
Okay.
The quality improved, too, with fewer interruptions and longer uninterrupted stretches of dreaming time.
Wow, 10% more REM.
Yeah.
That's like a sleep upgrade. Okay, but why REM sleep specifically? What makes it so special?
Well, think of REM sleep as kind of like the mental gym for your brain.
Hmm.
It's where we process emotions, consolidate memories, and even sharpen our social skills.
Okay, so more REM sleep from snuggling with your sweetheart could actually make you a more emotionally intelligent and socially adept person.
It's possible.
Sign me up.
Yeah. But there's another layer to this. The researchers also found that the boost in REM sleep was especially pronounced for individuals who reported lower levels of social support in their waking lives.
Hmm. Interesting. So maybe for people who don't feel as socially connected during the day, cuddling up with a partner at night provides a sense of subconscious comfort and security
Mm-hmm.
that actually translates into better REM sleep.
Yeah.
It's like getting your nightly dose of emotional support.
That's one interpretation, and it really highlights the potential link between our emotional well-being and our sleep quality.
Okay, so we've got this interesting REM boost. What else did they uncover about co-sleeping couples?
Well, they also looked at something called sleep synchronization.
Yeah.
Basically, they wanted to see if co-sleeping couples' sleep patterns, like their sleep architecture, would start to kind of mirror each other.
So I'm picturing two people breathing in and out at the exact same time, totally in sync.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about here?
Not quite that literal,
Okay.
but you're on the right track.
Okay.
To measure the synchronization, they used a technique called cross-recurrence quantification analysis,
Okay.
but you don't need to remember the name.
Don't worry, I won't.
All you need to know is that let them see how closely the timing of the couple's different sleep stages, like light sleep, deep sleep, and REM, matched up throughout the night.
Gotcha. So did they find that couples were basically shifting through sleep stages in unison?
Pretty much, yeah. They found that when couples slept together, their sleep architectures were significantly more synchronized than when they slept alone.
Interesting.
And here's the really cool part. This synchronization wasn't just happening at the exact same moment.
Okay.
It actually extended over a window of plus or minus 5 minutes.
Wait, so even if one partner shifted into a new sleep stage a few minutes before or after the other one, they were still considered synchronized.
Exactly. It kind of suggests a subtle, almost subconscious, attunement in their sleep patterns, even with a bit of a time lag. It's like their brains are having a conversation throughout the night, influencing each other's sleep rhythms.
Oh, that's so cool. So it's not just about physically being in the same bed.
Right.
It's their sleep brains are in a conversation.
It seems that way, yeah. And it gets even more interesting. The researchers also discovered that couples who reported a deeper, stronger connection in their relationship showed even greater sleep stage synchronization.
Whoa, hold on. You're telling me that the more connected you feel to your partner, the more your sleep patterns sync up?
Yeah.
That's wild.
It is fascinating, isn't it? It suggests that the strength of our emotional connection might actually be reflected in, the way we sleep together.
So it's like this incredible feedback loop.
Uh,
A stronger relationship leads to more synchronized sleep. And maybe that synchronized sleep further strengthens the bond. You're telling me those late night chats in bed could be doing more than just bringing us closer emotionally? They might be weaving our sleep patterns together too.
It's definitely a possibility. Of course, more research is needed to really understand the long-term implications of this synchronization.
Yeah.
But it opens up a whole new way of thinking about the interconnectedness of our sleep and our relationships.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a strong relationship can boost REM sleep and sync up sleep stages, what happens when things get, a little rocky?
Yeah.
What about couples who are going through a rough patch or sleeping in separate beds or just dealing with a lot of stress?
Those are all great questions.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this particular study didn't delve into those scenarios,
Okay.
but it definitely highlights the need for future research to explore how these relationship dynamics might impact sleep in different contexts.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine the possibilities if we could understand these connections more deeply.
Yeah.
We might be able to develop interventions or therapies
Right.
to help couples sleep better and strengthen their bonds,
That's like couples therapy meets sleep science.
Exactly.
I love it.
And what's really exciting is that this research underscores the fact that, like, our physical and emotional well-being are so deeply intertwined.
For sure.
It's not just about getting enough sleep. It's about the quality of our sleep
Yeah.
and how our relationships influence that.
Okay, so we've established that connection is key.
Right.
But what about those of us who are flying solo? Do we
Yeah.
need to rush out and find a co-sleeping partner to reap these benefits?
Not necessarily. While this research highlights the potential benefits of co-sleeping,
Okay.
it doesn't mean it's the only path to good sleep,
Right.
Remember, this study focused on healthy couples
Yeah.
who were already accustomed to sharing a bed.
Right.
It's really important to just be aware of the potential influence of your sleep environment and your relationships on your sleep quality, regardless of your relationship status.
So maybe it's less about the physical act of sharing a bed and more about fostering a sense of connection and security,
Yeah,
whether you're sleeping solo or with a partner.
precisely. It's about nurturing those bonds, creating a supportive and loving environment, and prioritizing our emotional well-being.
Because at the end of the day, feeling connected is good for the heart.
Absolutely.
And apparently it's pretty good for our sleep cycles too.
Well said. This research really challenges us to view sleep not just as this solitary act of rest, but as a potential opportunity for deeper connection and shared experience.
This has been an awesome deep dive.
Yeah, it has.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired to prioritize both my sleep and my relationships.
Me too. It's fascinating to think about how these seemingly separate aspects of our lives are so intricately intertwined.
Before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought.
Okay.
If co-sleeping can boost REM sleep in healthy couples, what does this make you wonder about how sleep dynamics might play out in other relationship scenarios?
It's a great question to ponder. Perhaps it sparks some curiosity about the sleep patterns of new parents or long-distance couples or
Right.
even those navigating, conflict or stress in their relationships.
Maybe it even makes you think about the importance of creating a sleep sanctuary,
Yeah.
that promotes not just physical rest,
Mm-hmm.
but emotional connection as well.
Exactly.
Whatever your takeaway, we hope this deep dive has encouraged you to, explore the fascinating world of sleep and relationships. As we've been talking about this research, I keep thinking about one thing.
Oh, yeah.
The study found this big boost in REM sleep from co-sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't really seem to affect deep sleep at all.
Right.
What's up with that? Why wouldn't, all the stages of sleep be impacted?
That is interesting, isn't it? It seems like there's something unique about REM sleep
Yeah.
and how it's affected by sharing a bed.
Right. It's like REM sleep is getting special treatment or something.
Mm-hmm.
So why? What makes it so susceptible to this whole co-sleeping effect?
Well, if we think about the bigger picture, REM sleep is really tied to emotional processing and
Okay.
social interactions.
Right.
So maybe the sense of security and connection that we get from co-sleeping
Yeah.
specifically enhances those aspects of our brain activity during that sleep stage.
Oh, interesting. So maybe those extra ZDZs with a partner aren't just about, getting more sleep. It's about making that sleep work harder for us, like on an emotional level.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like co-sleeping is creating this like fertile ground for
Yeah.
our brains to process emotions, solidify memories, and even like fine-tune our social radar,
Ah.
all while we're in REM sleep.
So let me get this straight. A good night's sleep, snuggled up with your partner, could actually make you a better friend, a more empathetic colleague,
It's possible.
like a more emotionally intelligent human.
It's a fascinating possibility, isn't it? The act of sharing that physical space while we sleep could actually translate into like a more connected and fulfilling waking life.
Wow. I have to say, this research has really changed how I think about sleep.
Yeah.
It's not just about recharging our batteries.
Right.
It's about strengthening our relationships and, like, our emotional selves, too.
And it all goes back to that fundamental human need for connection.
Mhm.
It seems like that need doesn't just switch off when we fall asleep. In
Right.
fact, it might even be amplified.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Yeah.
A deep dive into the fascinating world of co-sleeping and REM sleep.
Yeah.
We've explored the science, talked about what it all means, and hopefully we've given you something to think about when
Yeah.
it comes to your own sleep and relationships.
That-
Remember, whether you're a seasoned co-sleeper or you prefer to fly solo, the quality of our sleep and the strength of our connections have a huge impact on our waking lives.
They really do.
Taking care of both can lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life experience.
Couldn't agree more.
And on that note, sweet dreams, everyone.